Hey, everybody. Welcome to Inch by Inch. My name is Tammy Leslie. I'm a certified life coach. And on this channel, we are talking about rebuilding your life after the worst possible situations. Yeah, I just lost a train of thought. Anyway, at my last video, I had wonderful things to report. My goals were going outstandingly well. And then guess what happened? The very next day, I stopped tracking almost everything. I just went, boop, we're done. So I don't really have much of an excuse for it. Um, but I did want to tell you that that last quarter was not a total loss. My one goal was to maintain my current weight. Well, I wound up losing 4 pounds. That's not a lot. I didn't think I was going to lose any. The needle moved. That's all that matters. I got 1% better. My next goal, and also this was a bonus, but I walked 113 miles last quarter. That part I track because of my Fitbit. But yeah, 113 miles. I didn't think that that was possible for me anymore. So there was a big win. And my second goal was to pay $2,000 towards my debt. I did manage to pay 791. So the needle moved a smidge. As long as it moved, I'm gonna count that as a win. And then my third goal was to set simple systems for a clean and tidy home. And I was successful in that. I've got my housework down to very minimal time, and I've got things set up on, what days I want to do the big chores. I'm not successful at doing it every day. However, I get to it most days. We'll count that as a win too. So here we are in the second quarter of 2025. I've set a lot of the same goals, actually. So in 2025, I set the goal to maintain my current weight again. Um, I feel, and this kind of plays with my mind. If I set a goal to lose a certain amount of weight, then I feel pressured. So if I'm just going to maintain my weight, then I start asking a question like, okay, so if I eat this, would it make me gain weight or help me maintain? So in asking that question, it helps me regulate certain behaviors. Um, Also, I was very successful at getting 3,000 steps a day in. Um, I'm a little bit more challenged this quarter, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. But I'm going to try for it again this quarter. I'm going to try and do 120 miles this quarter. And my budgeting goal, that's changed a lot too. My budgeting goal is to bring in more income. And before I get into the goal, I should probably tell you what's been going on. Um, I left my job. On March 7th. I left my job. Um, Now, I have enough money in the bank to last me several months. Okay. I may not get my car as planned. However, a couple of reasons that this happened. I was, my values were no longer aligning with company values. So I opted to leave. The second thing too was that, you know what, after cancer, I really want to be doing what I was meant to do, and that's be a life coach. But I can't say that I'm unhappy or that I regret my decision. Now, guys, please do not go out and quit your job because you're unhappy. Okay. I was getting into an untenable situation. And yes, I have enough money to get me through several months, thanks to that job. But please don't just walk out of a good paying job because you're upset or disgruntled. That's not what I'm saying. I was making the decision that was right for me. It took prayer, and it took courage to go. One does not walk away from a good paying job on a whim. They really don't. Um, so yeah, all that was going on. I apologize for the lighting. It is like 8 o'clock at night. My apartment does not have good lighting anyway. So we're just going to call it a romantic glow tonight. What do you think? So, but having left my job though, I have really started to get back into touch with what's important to me: my health, my home, my goals, my dreams. Lots of good things have happened. I've started a yoga class 1 day a week out at the VA Center. And if you didn't know, I am a US Navy veteran. I served from 1985 to 1989, excuse me. And so I was out at the VA at this yoga class, and it's very simple. We're not doing pretzel poses or anything like that, but I'm making friends. And that's something that I haven't had a chance to do in a really long time, is to make friends outside of work that I can hang out with. Um, and just getting, going for a walk, or, you know, I started a new thing in my home where I got this off of That Awkward Mom on YouTube, and she's so funny. But she does cleaning tips, tricks, and things like that. And she had this tip of a called a 99 knockout, where you set a timer and you go through your house and declutter 99 things as fast as you possibly can. And I've been doing that for a few weeks, and you would be amazed at how that has improved my home. I'm just over the moon. Um, and it helps me keep on top of my systems and everything as well. So there've been really good things. Today was not such a good thing. Um, I went out to my car. I was getting ready to get in because I had to go get blood work done for well, one of my fleet of doctors, and the door handle just pulled, but nothing happened. The door was unlocked, and but when I pulled on the handle, it didn't move. I climbed in the passenger seat and tried to open the door that way. Nope, didn't move. So my 15-year-old car needs some repairs. I'm a little disheartened about that today because it's going to eat into the money that I have saved while I'm getting my new life together. And I'm just like, you know, every time I try to move forward, something kicks me back. And I was really feeling like the victim today. I really was. But then I had to sit down and think about it. One, I do have the money. And I keep an emergency fund just for my 15-year-old car because it's 15 years old, right? So I have the money set aside. It's not going to be a big deal. But it also made me realize a couple of things: that this time off that I have, this rebuilding, it needs to be more focused because I need to get some income in just to offset, if I could offset my rent every month, great. Because that's the largest outlay in my budget. And it's like, yeah, you don't have time to goof around, Tam. You really kind of need to get focused in on this. So that's what I've been working on today. Um, Sorry for all the ums. I'm not using a script. This is kind of off the cuff today. So I just lost my train of thought again. Take two. And over the last several weeks too, I've noticed that my daily planning is like my daily drudge. It's something that I really don't want to do. It takes a long time to do. My system is very complex. So I kind of chucked it. I kind of chucked my tracking system. And I wanted to start doing this. I know this was everything I need to do today is going to go on a 3x5 card. This was today's card. As you can see, it's pretty well loved. But then after that, I picked the 6 most important things, and those are the things I focus on. Today, though, and then I picked the top 3. Today, I needed to get some blood work done. I needed to get an oil change for my car that I can't drive. So that got crossed off the list. And I also needed to record this video. Those were my top 3. Also today, I wanted to bring in some extra money. I want to make a list of some temp agencies that I might be able to do some gig work on with, just short-term admin work. Oh, and meal plan for the rest of the week. So those were my big to-dos today. And I got 4 of the 6 done. Not too bad. Not too bad. Or 3 of the 6. Yeah, just 3 of the 6. But one of them will get moved. So, and then at the end of the day, on the other side of the card, I'm keeping what is called an as many wins as possible list. So this is everything that I did that moved me towards my goal in any way, shape, or form. I made the bed. Wasn't planning on this being a goal, but I was able to make an appointment with my mechanic to get my car in tomorrow. And I did call a tow truck for a quote, but they didn't get back to me. I got my blood work done. I emptied the dishwasher, and I did my meal plan today. And so far, it's not a big list, but at least it helps me remember that today wasn't a complete and total waste of my time. But I'm happy. I'm happy now. I am getting back to me. As you can see, there's been changes to hair and I got new glasses. Ta-da! So things are moving along. Things are really, really moving along. Not as fast as I want them to, but nevertheless, progress is progress. 1% is all it takes. So guys, that's going to be my video for today. I hope you will tune in so that we can see where progress is being made. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great day.